Next up here is Nvda, or Nvda. I don't know how you really say the name. Anyways, it has broken out on the daily time frame. Looked like it was going to fail 150, and price did not want to hold above it, but came back up and reclaimed it with a fair amount of strength there towards the close. You can see the volume did start to come back in. Basically on this candle, once it reclaimed the VWAP and moved above, did close above 150 again. It is a red hammer candle, so it's not the most ideal setup, which does imply that it could potentially come back down and test its lows again. So with that in mind, I'm go ahead and put a trend line here connecting these two previous dips. So it was a huge sell-off here. Could potentially imply that there was a tremendous amount of distribution, or maybe some stops were triggered. Could just be a healthy move down if you would consider a candle like that healthy. We'll see. It's ultimately going to take some time to decide what that price action actually means. Also going to put this trend line on here, as this is the trend that ultimately did break. And we'll be looking at a couple of these levels here as a potential support area. This is not one that I typically try to focus on because it does move quite a bit. Even on a 5-minute basis, you can see it came from 146.5 all the way up to 147.5. Full dollar move in 5 minutes on pretty much any one of these candles is a pretty significant move for any kind of stock, let alone one that's over $150 a share. So anyways, going forward here, it did kind of close in somewhat of a consolidation pattern after a little bit of a move up. It basically only came up into this level here and retested where the price action was held previously. So I will throw that line up on here as well, about 152.10. As you can see, it set in resistance here, tested, didn't quite come all the way up there, gapped above it, and that was where it tried to hold a support, failed, sold off, and now it's not quite above there yet. So before it goes up higher, it will need to get back up through this 152.30, and because this is such a high moving stock, I will not be looking for a move on the open. I'll actually wait to let it settle down, see what it's going to do, and look for a potential support. Ideal support for me is going to be down here around this 148.5, with a stop just outside of this trend line, which also coincides with basically these two dips right here, which imply there should be an area of price discovery support down here around 148. So it's not too far away. That limits the risk to about 50 cents. We'll see if that plays out. If it does open up and push higher, I will probably not even watch this. Like I said, it does move quite a bit, and it's more than what I'm really comfortable with trying to manage in the trade. If this does trigger into a long position, I will look for a move up here to at least this 155 area, see if it's going to test these highs, and we'll see what happens with Nvda going forward.